like somebody I think I need to it.
All right, it's on. It's on. Here we are today, sitting with gentlemen from EM3 Production. I'd like for you to tell the world why you're doing this. Why is this important to you?
Wow, that's a good question, but so easy to answer. But at the same time, it's hard to answer because I don't know. It's like I'm convicted to do it because I don't know. Me growing up, I had a pretty stable church life. We got on the bus, like I was telling Asante earlier, we'd get on the bus and we got to go to McDonald's after church every time. And I think that was, at first, was my inspiration to go to church, was so I could go to McDonald's and bought us a little Happy Meal, whatever. But, I think subconsciously, not having a good home life, I can't say not a good home life, but my mom died when I was 9 years old. I never knew my dad. I just met my dad when I was 33 years old. So in most cases, when you don't have that father figure and that role model in your life, it's kind of hard to be disciplined. So I went to the Army for 4 years. I went to college for a couple years, played some basketball, but I was always still missing that father figure in my life, that role model. I mean, coaches could do so much, other people in the community could do so much, guys at the rec center. But until I got a relationship with Jesus Christ, about 12, 13 years ago, a solid relationship. I got baptized and really start putting God's principles into my own life and using His plan for me to help raise my kids. Relationship with my kids solidified. I got married 10 years ago, and really about 4 years ago, uh, I figured, what can I do to make a difference in the youth's life? Me having a daughter and me being 43 years old with a 10-year-old, you always want to be a good role model. And the stuff that's coming on the radio now, to me, was garbage. I had to turn the radio station or mute it or something because I didn't want her to hear that. I rapped for my whole life. Back when I was 16, 17 years old, I used to freestyle and rap at school all the time. But I didn't really know what I was rapping for or what I was rapping about. And in Chicago one time, I went to a concert, Run DMC, and then was there, and we were up in the bleachers just rapping and ranting and raving, just rhyming to be rhyming. And Run was walking through the corridor, and he looked at me. Russell, he looked at me, and he's like, "What does it mean?" And I thought about it, and I couldn't say nothing. I just sat there and looked dumb because I said all these words that rhyme, but it really didn't mean nothing. So, as long when I started growing up with Christ, it was just like it wasn't rocket science. It was pretty to figure out that He had blessed me with some talents and blessed me with a personality that I can actually go out and help save a lot of people, man, from a rough life. And it's basically just, I'm not real religious, so to speak, but I feel like I'm really spiritual. I think religion sometimes kind of breaks people down into different little groups, but I feel like God is everywhere, and I feel like that everything I do now, I do for a higher purpose, and that's God.
So you're doing this to communicate to young people regarding your experience with finding Christ, Jesus Christ, in your life.
Exactly. That could be a fair assessment, starting with my own kids.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
and my own kids, for me to have that relationship with my own kids, to be a father and not just a buddy or a friend, which, when you see me and my son together, you would think that we were buddies, but he respects me because I turned my life around. I roll with Jesus Christ now, and I feel like that if I could have found Jesus Christ at his age, like he's found him now, then I would have been doing this 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I just really thank God for that. Mostly is that I can save my kids, start with my kids first, and then we can take this movement and help a lot of other kids out there too, and adults. It's not just for kids; it's for adults too. Because like me, you're never too old to learn, and you're never too old to find Christ.
So on the music, is there one song that you think really will get the attention of young people and let them see the light that you've seen? Or would it be a combination of songs?
Man, that's weirdly hard because it's like asking somebody, it could be any song. But for young kids, I know that me bringing my son into this business with me and to this ministry, he has a couple songs. Just him, I could just, I think every one of my songs is gonna touch people. But just a couple songs that he is in, Jesus by Any Means, really hit his baby. This is a 21-year-old telling you in his own words about Jesus Christ. That gets me excited. Sliding Point is a dance song that I think is going to do really well and touch kids. And also Do the Lord Save Me, which is a dance song, and it's a dance that goes along with it that's actually pretty hot, and I think that's going to touch the younger folks real hard.
Who do you think is, if you had to pick one rapper out there that you really respect or think is the hottest or the best rapper out there now in terms of their style, would there be one that you could point to? Or
Nowadays, I mean, because I like the rappers. Now they're witty, they're smart, on the internet. But as far as the message and everything is concerned, now I really don't see anybody. But if I went back to who influenced me, I would say I'm more of I would look up to rappers like Will Smith. I mean, and LL Cool J and Chuck D from Public Enemy, who was probably my biggest inspirator because they spoke about issues that were important, and they never really took it to where it never had to go. You know what I mean? They just used the rap music and kept it hip hop and kept it positive and really commercial. You know what I mean? And now what I want to do is take it to another level and bring the spirituality into it, and just talk to kids in their own language, which is rap music.
I hear that you travel with hot sauce.
Yeah.
Every place you go, you carry hot sauce in your pocket in the truck, and
Yeah.
you don't go any place without hot sauce. So maybe you could elaborate and let us know why do you do that?
I mean, because some places you go, they don't have the right kind of hot sauce, or they might not have hot sauce at all. Like yesterday, we went to, where were we at?
M&M?
We were at M&M Soul Food Restaurant. They brought me a bottle of hot pepper sauce, which was peppers in there, and it's just the juice from the peppers, but it's not the same. I got to go with that Louisiana hot sauce or the Red Hot Boy. I keep it in my truck outside or in my backpack. I keep it with me because I just like the way it tastes, and I eat it on a lot of different stuff. So if we ever come to your city, make sure you got some hot sauce there for your boy E.